Yo guys, it's CFB here. Yes! Come on! Yes! I can't shout, but am I gassed? Fucking yes! I'm gassed because I got this pack of chicken here. No, I'm joking, obviously. It's because Chelsea have just got the result 1-0 against Tottenham, the Spuds. Oh yes, this is... Look, result out the window, it should have been more than 1-0, but look, positive all round, and there's a lot to go through in this video. So before we do get into it, please like, subscribe, and the bell notifications to know if I don't download a video. Also, first link in the description of my streaming channel, my second channel, go and check those out, it'd be very much appreciated. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. The reason why it was actually so weird is because I feel like I got a bit of wind in the back of my throat, because I've literally just had a pack of these literally just before I clicked record. You've got to get your protein, and you know what I'm saying, especially if you hit gym. Anyway, Chelsea get the result 1-0 against Tottenham. Oh, yes! Yes! And do you know what? Before the game even kicked off, I was a little bit worried because the lineup wasn't what I expected. The lineup was so far from what I expected, I was a little bit worried. There's some players here and there that I thought, how are they going to perform in this game? How are they going to perform in this game? Those players that were on the bench that I was thinking, those players that weren't even on the pitch and not on the bench, where I was wondering, where are they? Let's start off with Robert Sanchez in goal. Obviously, this I'm naming a lineup. Robert Sanchez in goal. We went with him. We knew that was going to happen. Cucurella left back, inverting into midfield. We had Colwell and Trev as the two centre backs. Now I thought it would have been Wesley Fofana instead of Trev, but it turns out Wesley Fofana's picked up an injury, which is a bummer. But we'll speak about it another day. Trev was in. I'm not really complaining about that. Gusto at right back again. I thought it would have been Reece James, but we played Gusto. Again, I'll speak about that in a minute. Gusto was playing as fullback in a sense, actually, to be fair. Then we had Enzo Fernandez double pivot, obviously. Off the left, we went with Sancho, which surprised me. I didn't think it should have been Sancho off the left. I think it should have been Neto off the left. Madueke off the right, but instead we played Sancho off the left and Neto off the right. It was Madueke on the bench. Palmer in the 10. Palmer came back, and Jackson came back into the lineup as the ST. So there's a couple players there on the lineup that I just wasn't sure about. And all it came down to now was, okay, the lineup may not be what I wanted it to be, but can we put up a performance? Can we turn up? Can we get the result? Because this was a much needed result. We had to get 3 points today, especially how we dropped outside the top 4 and we were lying in 6th due to results that happened the other day. And we did get the result. Let's start off with the match review. Sorry, I've still got this cough from this cold that I had literally about 2 weeks ago. I do apologise. But first half kicked off and immediately the tempo is set. You can tell what type of game it's going to be. The first minute happened and it came over to Trev. Trev over the top through ball to Jackson, who took a gamble. The gamble worked. He took the gamble, was shielding off one of the Spurs players. As he touched it down, I think, whilst he was like mid-running, he got it caught in his foot, and then it hit the Spurs player's foot, and then it hit the post. It was a bobbling mess, but it nearly worked out. And guess why? Because Jackson took the risk, he took the gamble. It nearly worked out, very, very close. And then shortly after, Gusto had a chance outside the box where I thought it went in. I literally was about to jump off my seat, but it hit the side of the netting on the right-hand side. A good shot from Gusto. I thought it went in. Immediately, you could tell the tempo is set. And we looked really, really positive. Really, really good in the first, I'd say 25, 30 minutes. We really did. We know, you know, the way we was passing it out from the back, it wouldn't be like how we usually do it, where it's slow, controlled, you know what I mean? You could tell we're trying to play possession, not too quick. You know, we're trying to build up the play. It was a lot that was bang, 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 bang. There we go. We're straight into their box already. You know what I mean? Multiple times. And I don't know if it's the way that Tottenham were playing. Obviously, Tottenham like to kind of invite pressure onto them because they're such an attacking team that there's space to exploit. But the way we was passing it around, it was cute little 1-2s that we were doing. It was really, really nice to see. And funny enough, Gusto was at the base of that. Gusto was heavily at the base of that. With the quick 1-2s, moving it up and down the pitch. It would literally take us 4 or 5 passes to get from our defence when Tottenham were putting the press on us, all the way to their box. It would literally take us 4 or 5 passes. It was really good. Looking, Tottenham didn't really have any memorable chances in that first half. They didn't really test us that much. It was quite a back and forth game after the first 30 minutes. After that, the last 15, we really did drop off. We weren't bad in our drop off in those last 15 minutes. You can just tell that legs caught up to us. We was a bit leggy, and you know, Tottenham had more of the ball, but they weren't doing a lot with it. They were just doing what we usually do against other teams, especially previously. You know, it was a slow build-up. You know what I'm trying to say? Very easy to predict. You know what I'm trying to say? Which, by all means, keep it going was what I kept saying. Keep doing a slow build-up, please, for the love of God, because we could just keep counter-attacking your asses. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, that was it for the first half. Like I said, quite exciting in moments. Obviously, there was a bit of beef towards the end of the first half, but second half is where things really start to kick on. Second half starts again. We immediately start how we started the first half, on the front foot, setting the tempo, and we score in the 50th minute thanks to Enzo Fernandez. Yes! The celebration meant everything. It was an assist from Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer has it off the far left-hand side. It's a brilliant cross-in. I thought Jackson was going to get there because it's a perfect position where your striker should be there, ready to head the ball. But instead, it wasn't Jackson. Jackson was slightly more in front. It was Enzo Fernandez that was there. 5'8" Enzo Fernandez was there. And he bullet heads it, but top left-hand corner. And the celebration meant everything. You run up to the crowd, tapping the badge. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. That's everything that I want to see. That's what I want to see. He loves a goal against the Spuds, and I absolutely adore it as well. Bring it more on. Yeah, we score 50th minute, brilliant. Shortly after, Casiado gets the goal, and you're probably thinking, what are you doing? It's a 1-0 scoreline, you're saying. I know it's a 1-0 scoreline because it got chalked off by VAR stupidly. I'm sorry, that's not offside. I'm sorry, that is not offside. You can come at me as much as you want, rival fans, Spurs fans. You come at me as much as you want. Look back at that photo. There's 2 Spurs players there that are playing our players on side. The far one, I think that was next to Cucurella, I think it was playing him on with the long hand. And then there was one that was in between 2 players that was next to the far one again, that was playing him on with the hand. I'm sorry, that is not offside. No way is that offside. Casiado scored a brilliant volley outside the box. Should have counted. He deserved it as well because the amount of last-ditch challenges and blocks he was putting in across the pitch was unbelievable. In fact, he had a little slight injury, it looked like, in the first half, in the first 5 minutes, but he managed to wear it off as the game went on. And he was still putting himself about everywhere. Brilliant. Casiado, obviously, individual ratings we'll get into in a minute. We'll talk about him individually in a minute. But yeah, that goal should have counted, man. It should have counted. And I knew the floodgates were going to open as soon as we got the first goal. In fact, I was sitting next to my granddad and I said to him, as soon as the first goal goes in, which it's bound to happen because we're getting so many chances, we're creating loads of chances, we're playing good. As soon as the first goal comes in, floodgates are going to open. The floodgates kind of did open. I think if the second goal did count, I think more goals would have come. But we kind of tired it out, and I'll get into that in a second. Obviously, Tottenham had the penalty shout more towards the end of the game, to do with Sarr, I think his name is. I think that's what his name is. Yeah, never a penalty. I'm sorry, if you're sitting there thinking that's a penalty, you're an absolute disgrace. Casiado doesn't even touch him. It's a straight dive. A straight dive, that is. And it's disgusting. I'm surprised he didn't get booked for diving, because it was disgraceful. But anyway, shortly after, Casiado and Sarr are giving it to each other in terms of mouthing at each other, literally a couple of seconds after the dive, the supposed penalty shout, and literally the ball comes over from a goal kick and it bounces back over to Casiado. Casiado, by the way, gets a knock from one of the Spurs players jumping up in the air, gets barged in the back, into his back. He's still standing, and about a second later, Sarr kicks his foot right into Casiado's knee. Clear and obvious, goes down, nothing got given. It's a shot outside the box from Sarr, and it goes into the back of net from Spurs. Awful keeping, by the way, from Robert Sanchez. How he didn't save that, I don't know. I don't even know. But anyway, he went in the back end there. I was screaming at TV going, that is clearly a foul. Referee, what are you playing at? VAR comes up, obviously it gets disallowed, which correctly so. If you're disagreeing with that, again, your head. You've never watched a single football game in your entire life if you think that is not a foul. But what really annoyed me the most is the referee got told to look at the monitor. Yeah. We're seeing the view of the back of the referee's stupid head looking at the monitor. He's looking at it, no joke, for 4 fucking minutes. You can see the knee gets clattered and you're telling me you're looking at it for 4 minutes going, is it a foul? Is it the XG of the wind that progressed his knee, his foot into his knee? Oh, come on. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? It's a clear and obvious foul. Blow it. Simple. You didn't need to look at it for 4 fucking minutes. They were trying their damnedest, I'm telling you, to get a goal there for Spurs. They were trying their damnedest. But guess what? Too clear and obvious. Clearly a foul. Like I said, if you disagree, you've never watched a sport of football. And don't ever watch a sport of football ever again. Obviously, after that, Spurs got one really good chance, which was from Sarr. I think it was a crossing from Johnson, back post to Sarr. Son, which was the only thing he did all game, by the way. Such an overrated player, I gotta say. Who slides across box, shoots. It's a really good opportunity, but Robert Sanchez redeemed himself after that pathetic save he made for Sarr's long shot. Disallowed goal, with a brilliant save against Son. Well done, Sanchez. But apart from that, that's about it for the second half. The thing I've got to write down is we obviously switched the formation. We took players off. We switched the formation to a 5 at the back for the last 15-20 minutes of the game. So we did drop off because we played in a very, very defensive shape. I like defensive football, but the way we played wasn't intended to play defensive football. It was park the bus. We was inviting the pressure on. We was inviting Spurs to put the pressure on us because we thought we could deal with it, and we did end up dealing with it, but I don't want to see us do that ever again, especially at only 1-0. No way. We're not good enough defensively to do that. We're not. And I was in panic mode for those last 20 minutes, even against a shite Spurs side. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, an utter shit side. I was in panic mode. We should never do that again. But I like that Maresca had a plan B. Because that was one of my negatives about Maresca in my Maresca video. If you want to go and check that out, go and check it out. But he did come up with a plan B there. But I don't want to see it ever again because we're not good defensive. We're not that good defensively to do that. We're not at all. But apart from that, we bring home the 3 points and we take it and we get comfortably again 2 points comfortably in the top 4. I think we are because we're 4th, obviously. Good. This is a massive confidence boost. Getting a result over your rivals like this, yeah, perfect. Got nothing bad to say, really, apart from the last 20 minutes of the first half, which we just dropped off. I think that's all it was. Apart from that, positive all round. Let's quickly go through the player ratings now then. So Robert Sanchez in goal was okay. Like I said, their disallowed goal was shocking from Robert Sanchez. How he didn't save that, I don't know. But he made up for it with a good save against Son. So I would give Robert Sanchez a 5.5. Fair enough, I'll give him 5.5. Left back Cucurella was decent today. It wasn't memorable. He was getting, obviously he's everywhere. What I'm trying to say, putting himself about. It's a classic, decent Cucurella performance. So I'm going to give him a 6. Levi Colwill was decent again. I think he was the player that got deemed offside in the Caicedo goal. Again, I don't think he was, but I think he was decent either way. You know what I mean? He wasn't our best defender. We're about to move on to that in a second, but I think he was decent. He put himself about. Didn't hear his name much. I think that's what it was, more of the fact. So I'm going to give Colwill a 5.5 as well. Trevor fucking Chalobah. Sorry, I have to drop the F-bomb because he was perfect today. He was absolutely brilliant to the T. From the long balls over the top to the chance creation, he was dribbling past Spurs players and creating chances for us. There was one time where I thought he was going to do a zoomer against Ajax and go past a couple of players and take a shot, but he unfortunately didn't. He got tackled by Van der Vaart. But I think he was awesome today. He was putting himself about. One negative I've always had about Trevor Chalobah is his aerial ability. I've never thought he was great aerially. Today he was everywhere in the air. Everywhere. And I can't say anything negative about him today. He was brilliant today. I've got to push for an 8. I've got to push for an 8. There was one moment in time as well where I think it's Colwell who goes down and one of the Spurs players gets to think a bit mouthy or something, and Trev's there to defend the badge, you know what I'm trying to say? Putting himself about, fighting for the Chows, you know what I'm trying to say? Not quite literally fighting, but you know what I mean, like pushing, shoving, getting the Tottenham players by the scruff of their necks. I'm sitting there like, that's fucking Chows. That's what I want to see. How are the owners wanted to sell a player like this? Mind-boggling. I'm giving Trevor 8. Didn't put a foot wrong. Gusto had a really, really impactful, good game today. I thought he was really, really good. He played the whole game as well. When Reece James came on, Gusto moved from the right to the left, not left back. I think he was more in an attacking position. But he was brilliant as well today, linking up really well. Our main reason for playing quick 1-2s as well, which I want to see more of. It's just simple quick 1-2s that get me turned on, you know what I'm saying? I've got to say it. Yeah, he was a big part of that for me. I would give Gusto a 6.5. I think it was really, really good. That might be his best game this season. Really good from Gusto. Long may it continue. Caicedo, unbelievable again. Another contender for man of the match for me today. I'm going to give him a 7.5. He got his leg battered in the first 5 minutes, stayed up and was still running around the pitch, putting in blocks, interceptions everywhere across the pitch, setting up chances for us. Started to wear off on the injury around the last 5-10 minutes of the first half. Second half he came out, he was everywhere. He got his legs battered today, and guess what? He still got up and he still ran the whole game in the midfield. Defensively superb. Going forward, he created a few chances. Caicedo for me, 7.5. Brilliant. Enzo Fernandez, I'm going to give him a 7.5 as well. If it wasn't for the goal, I'd probably give him a 6.5. There was a couple of times where he gets shoulder barged off the ball quite easily. But apart from his physical attribute, he was, again, 100 plus stamina. Running up and down the pitch all the time. Seems like he never runs out of stamina. Always going to fight for the team. Creating chances. Got the goal. Pops up in the right areas to take the shots, which we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. I like that role that Enzo Maresca has put onto Enzo Fernandez. And there seems to be a good chemistry between the two, because after the game, they both really... Enzo Maresca, the first person he went up to was Enzo Fernandez, proper hug. Seems like they've got a good relationship there. Good to see Enzo Fernandez. I'd give him a 7.5 as well. Really, really good. What made me love it as well more was, I think, there was a chant, I think the last 5 minutes of the game, where our fans were singing, "We hate Tottenham, Chelsea," obviously. And it pins to the Chelsea bench, and Enzo Fernandez is there with a smile on his face, nodding his head. I love that. Absolutely love that. You can tell he loves it here. So I'm giving it a 7.5. Sancho is so frustrating with Sancho, because you know what? He didn't have a great game, but he was involved in the game heavily. He had a lot of touches off the ball. The problem is he popped up in the right positions, but every time he cuts in, he has a perfect opportunity to shoot. There's a gap there to take a shot, and he doesn't do it. And he doesn't do it anywhere near enough. The one time he did it, he forced a really, really good save from the Spurs goalkeeper, which, to be fair, may be a lucky save from the Spurs goalkeeper, but still, he forced the save. It was a really good opportunity. He didn't do it anywhere near enough. There was at least 4 opportunities today where Sancho had the space, the gap, to have a shot, and he doesn't. He looked for the pass. Not good enough. But he was involved in the game at least. So I'm going to give him a 5. Neto off the right. Neto did not have a good game today for me. He didn't. His crosses, which is usually his best ability, wasn't there. His energy levels seemed off, which again is usually there. Yeah, he just seemed off it today for me. Neto, I would go with a 4.5. Definitely the worst player on the pitch. I'm not gonna lie. Stayed on for the whole game though. Palmer in the 10. Palmer was definitely back today. Like I said, got an assist. Was involved in linking the play deep on the pitch. Had a good link up with Jackson, which we already know. Them two have that link up. Yeah, Palmer's back. Palmer's back. I was hoping he'd get on a score sheet, but he didn't. An assist is better than nothing. I'd give Palmer a 6.5. And then Jackson. Jackson had such a positive first half. Such a positive first half. He was putting himself about. Could have got a goal in the first 5 minutes if he could sort out, if he could sort out his brain and know what feet he's using, then he might have actually scored in those first minute. But instead he hit the post, which obviously came off the defender's foot. But that first half, he had that Van der Ven on toast. Turned him in. Van der Ven changed his name to Van der Vaart. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the second game this season where Jackson has had that guy, that geezer, on toast. Brilliant from Jackson. And yeah, drifted off in the latter stages of the game, which obviously is to do with fitness. It's to do with fitness. We've got to give him a couple games, at least till game week 32, 33, till we see him fully. And then subs. I can't remember all the subs, but we definitely bring on Madueke. Looked positive, but I'm not going to rate him because it was too late into the game. Didn't get enough touches. Same with James. Late into the game, didn't get enough touches. Dewsbury Hall, again, late into the game. Tosin, again, late into the game. Madueke, actually, I can rate Madueke because it wasn't that late, but he looked impactful. We just didn't get the ball enough because of the formation switch that we did. You know what I'm trying to say? We did 5 at the back for the majority of the time that Madueke was on the pitch. So, anyway, very, very happy. There was no Nkunku off the bench, by the way, which says volumes. Very, very happy we've got the 3 points. I think we deserve to win this game by more. I think this game could have easily been 3 or 4-0. I think it was wrong that Maresca went with 5 at the back towards the end of the game, but I can kind of get it in a way. But I think if we kept the normal way we was playing, yeah, I think we actually go and win this game 2-0. I think we should have won this game 3 or 4. This was a crap Spurs side. It was positive. The way we played today was positive. But I think we should have taken our chances more, man. We should have popped more in against this absolute shite team. We should have. But look, it's positive. We get 3 points on the board. And we move comfortably into the top 4 by 2 points. So I'm happy. Let me in the comments down below what you all think about the game. Get in there. I'm just really happy. Really, really happy. Please like, subscribe, everybody. Take care. Hit the bell notifications to notify my next video. And I'll see you on my next video. Get in there, Charles.